Formula.
Welcome to Formula Friday, your weekly F1 show. I'm Nick, that's Lewis. We're finally going to get to talking about Suzuka and everything that happened there. We've got bits of news, including Lance Stroll trying out something a little new during the break. But before we get to that, Lewis, how's your week been?
Actually, it's been hit or miss. Doctor's visits randomly, just like getting old
Ugh,
now. It's weird.
stop
It's
that.
I'm trying to, but it's weird that kids make you older.
Oof.
It just seems to happen that way. But I do like how you said this is for Formula One news. May or may not have known about our little April Fool's thing for last week. It was fun. But yeah, no, my week's been good. Last week I did mention that I'm getting into making my own audio hardware, which has been fun, challenging, and frustrating and amazing. Uh, so like I have been stuttering C++ programming because I know C sharp. So like, here's a working or semi-working synthesizer.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun. Doing a whole bunch of research back. Many people like I tried to text or told you about the MIDI was created back in 1982. It is such a cool thing. I love old technology and the way they used to do it. A little tangent here. MIDI, it sends out 16 channels because 16 bits, and then each channel has 127 different or 128 variables, 0 to 127 because sends out eight one byte, which is 8 bits, but the one byte or 1 bit is reserved. So it's weird how they have this everything going, but like my main point is it was amazing that this technology was created in 1982 and did not get updated until 20, and it still works and it's amazing. And yeah, I've even worked out a little sketch of what like synth is going to look like, and it's been fun and frustrating, and it's cool to see like all my hobbies come in: music production, programming, tinkering, 3D printing, all that just coming together. It's really fun, really frustrating. It's been about my week. What about you?
First of all, it's really cool that you're doing that, and I love that you're getting a chance to kind of put all your hyper focuses and focus it into one big hyper focus because we all need something like that sometimes.
Yes, this is my
Um,
getaway.
you you mentioning learning how to solder really quick. In college, I took I think it was an intro to production class, which sounds like what I normally do, right? Except it was specifically for live production, which was
Ooh,
not on my normal curriculum for what I went to school for, which also feels weird. I took that as an elective because I'm like, this feels like a good idea, a good thing for me to do. The semester test or whatever you want to call it for that class, the final, was soldering our own XLR cables. We had to literally
ooh,
make our own XLR cables. I still have it around here somewhere. It works. It looks very bad. It's just covered in electrical tape just to kind of keep it together.
yeah.
But by far the worst part about it is the soldering. I am terrible at soldering. I'd never done it before that class, and I was staying late in the room just to try to like get my solders right because I just for whatever reason I couldn't make it work and it was just such a pain in the ass. But I mean I did it good enough to where I passed, so that's cool. If I ever need to make an XLR, I might remember how to do that.
Yeah,
Anyway,
soldering's fun. I was a welder for 4 years, so I'm like, yeah, how hard could this be? It's just smaller. Oh,
dude, ugh, I get nightmares from it still. My week though. My week's been good. Went back and I've been playing Forza Horizon 4. I reinstalled it because there was things I never did in that one before 5 came out. And I'm basically just getting a bunch of stuff done before 6 comes out. We keep getting gameplay releases and stuff over this last week, and I'm still so stoked for that game. Baseball's been good. The Rockies just swept the Astros, which isn't it's not saying much because the 2026 Astros are garbage, but the 2026 Rockies are also garbage because the Rockies are also garbage. So it's been really fun to it was a fun series to watch. Exactly. Nice. That's an Astros joke. Um
I do not like Astros.
Work has been crazy, very crazy. I been putting out a lot of fires this week. Otherwise, that's basically it. It's just been a busy, busy week.
Yeah, same here. Worksman's. Yeah, talking about baseball, Cardinals are good this year. Like, it's weird. They're
It's
looking
too early to
good.
tell. It's only April 8th. They've played for 2 weeks.
I know, but like, I was expecting a total like trash heap, and then pretty good. So it's hey, new management. I'm okay with it. I'm ready to get this young team going.
Mm. Well, speaking of total trash heaps, was Japan a total trash heap? The
I
race, not the country. So, yes, the last Formula One race we've had and will probably have for the rest of our lives was the Japanese Grand Prix at Suzuka. And it was okay. So, Kimi qualified pole, then it was George, Oscar, Charles, Lando, Lewis, Pierre, Isaac, Gabby, and Arvid. Again, pulling out a top 10 qualification in that V carb. Arvid is impressing me. The
yeah, me
finishing
too.
position was Kimi, Oscar, Charles, George, Lando, Lewis, Pierre, Max, Liam, Esteban. That's different than the
Yeah,
start. So already that's a win for me.
it was. Sorry to go off on a tangent already, but it was like as a Pierre fan, Pierre finishing in the top 10 and then Pierre finishing ahead of Max. Oh, it felt so good.
And we did have multiple lead changes in
Yes.
this race between Oscar, George, and Kimi. We had three different leaders in this race at various points. Granted, George did 8 laps or so, but I mean, either way, we had tangible lead changes, which again is better than what we've been getting from Japan. Fastest laps, I mean, Kimi obviously ran away with it. That both him and George, insanely fast car they have. I don't know what devil magic they did, but both the Mercedes and Ferraris were the 4 fastest cars out there. But again, it is all still pretty close. They were all running around in the 132s. The top 5 were. That includes Oscar. Then Lando's not quite as quick as he was last year. Lap by lap, I mean, it's a very colorful graph. I have a graph that I look at just to go over the lap by laps, and it's all of this to say, Lewis, I'm just setting all of this up. Kimmy ended up winning the race. It was good for Kimmy, awesome. He continues to blow my mind with how good he is. I kind of want to pivot this into my main topic because Suzuka, yeah, it wasn't that exciting, but it was more exciting to me than it has been, which is a very low bar to clear. But I've been saying since the beginning of the season, wait for Suzuka. And Suzuka will, I think, be a good test, I guess, of what this new regulation is and what it can be. So I guess all of this to say, has seeing Suzuka 2026 changed your thoughts at all about this new regulation of car?
It's such a toss up. Like, I know you've been posing this question since, like you said, the beginning of the season, and watching the race, I have been dying to like get to know your take on this for the last couple
Mhm.
weeks, because this has literally been your benchmark, and rightfully so. My thoughts on it, though, I am. I don't. I honestly, I'm kind of indifferent to it because yes, we did have some lead changes, and we did have great battles like the Lando Lewis. That was a good battle.
Mhm.
Max trying to get to Pierre, like, is the was the cars like that much different? The Alpine that much better than the Red Bull? Was Red Bull setup bad? Was it the new regulation? It's still kind of early to tell in a weird way, just from those questions I had. The top 10 is like on the top 6 are pretty standard, but then the next 4 are just like random in a weird way, which is nice. I like seeing that. But then we did have that one incident with Behrman, and that's kind
Mhm.
of like that. How do I put this? That was literally the deciding factor for me, where I was like, "Oh, these are all good. This is really bad." And I, when that incident happened, I literally turned to my wife. I'm like, "This is not a good thing." For those who didn't see it, going into one of the corners, I forgot who he was following. Was it an Alpine? Was it a Franco? Or
I
uh
will find out momentarily, but continue.
uh but Behrman was going into the corner and the car ahead of him was recharging. So he dropped speed tremendously. And it looked like he went to get out of the way and get off of the racing line. Or maybe he was going to defend. I really don't, it's hard to tell, but it looked like he was trying to get off of the racing
He
line.
was following Colapinto.
Yeah. And he Behrman went to the outside, went to the grass, like because the speed differential was so crazy, he had such little time to react. He went to the grass, and doing so, he skidded through the grass, through the asphalt, and went to the wall at what was it, 40 G? What they
Hmm.
knocked it at, which is very unsafe. I think like 70 or no, I don't remember what the number is, but like the record for like a guy hitting the wall and surviving is like maybe, but that's insane. 40, that's 40 times your weight. If you weigh 100 pounds, that's 40 times that is what you're feeling against the wall. And that's not a good thing. Like all the good things that did, I feel like that kind of is levels the playing field, I guess is what I should say. My long tangent is it's a toss up. Like I can go either way with it, just because it kind of equal out. The one bad incident was very bad, so it kind of equals out all the good incidents. I've been dying to know, what is your take on that?
Well, you already know my take because it's the exact same take that you had just shared. It was an incredibly scary and terrifying accident, and I mean, all the drivers also. I mean, that was kind of their last straw too, and it's to the point where we'll talk about this a little more in a bit. I think the FIA are going to look into some changes because I mean, the drivers have been saying also since the beginning of the season, "Hey, something bad is going to happen," and thankfully, the bad thing that happened, Ollie was okay.
Yeah, he was limping when he got out of the car, and
He was
it
limping when
was
he got
very
out of the
scary.
car, but then by the time the race was done, they're like, "He's fine." Like,
Yeah, it was like a
fine.
contusion. It was a bruise, essentially like
Yeah,
a
like
bone
a
bruise.
bone bruise. But,
Still
mhm.
painful, which is still
Oh,
very painful. Like that's insane.
100%. But I mean, overall, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. It's better racing, but it feels a little dangerous right now, and I'm positive that they'll work out the kinks. I just don't know if them making it safer is also going to put us back to where we were in the last regs. And a really weird it's a really weird kind of touchy subject, right? Because it's like, yeah, I want the drivers to be safe, but I also want the racing to be good.
Yeah,
And it's obviously you got to find that balance, and they're trying to find that balance, but it feels like they either go one way or the other. But also, here's the other thing of, yeah, it was a bad accident, but should we also, and I'm just devil's advocating here, should we let one nasty accident change everything?
yeah, but so I to counteract your devil's advocate,
Mhm.
that's the way racing's always been. Is one bad accident changes everything. What was it Jules on Suzuka with the rain that changed
Mhm.
all the rules? Dale Earnhardt in NASCAR that made Hans devices mandatory
Of
and
course.
open face helmets gone like that. Uh, it's always one bad accident changes. What I hope is that if it's going to change for the good, it's not because of a death. Like that is always the worst
100%.
part, and so it's trying to get ahead of that. It's a fine line, and I am not. I could barely solder together a synthesizer, so I'm not very qualified to come up with a way around this. But what if there was like a low power mode instead of just draining it, like just running it like a little bit slower, not like just
Mhm.
off on. Like it doesn't have to be binary. Last 10%. How about we just run that at like 50%, and then the last 5%, then 25%. Slowly drain it off instead of just off. And like I think that was the main issue there is he was catching up to him, and then when he got within, I don't want to say range, but like within a quarter of a second, he was the speed differential from where he was to where he is insane, and I think that's
Mhm.
what caused it all.
I tend to agree with you. Like I said, I was just kind of bringing up the devil's advocate portion.
No, yeah,
At the end of the day, I just want everybody to be safe, and I want the racing to be good. And whatever we can do to achieve both of those things is what I want.
Yes, and I think we're on the right track because it was good racing when there was racing. Like, not to discredit anything that like the FIA and Liberty and everyone's been doing. Like, like I said, the battle between Lando and Lewis, that was good. Like that was a good battle. Like, oh wow, he's catching up. Oh, um, was it Charles was trying to back him up, and then because he was backing him up, and like they were trying to regenerate their battery in this group, and they were trying to like strategize, and it was really cool to see. And then like these are some of the best drivers in the world. Just I'm not saying hey, they are the best because I'm not going to be that Formula One fan, but
Mhm.
it's nice that they have an extra thing to manage, so like it makes the chess game even more. They've added a whole nother like row and grid onto the chessboard and a new piece that they have to try to do.
100%. A couple other things I wanted to highlight from this race. Lewis, we buried the lead, by the way.
Fernando finishing or Aston finishing a race.
Aston finished a
uh,
race. It took 3 races, but
yes,
Aston finally did it, and it was with Fernando Alonso. So clearly the new upgrades worked.
yes, new upgrades worked and they only finished one lap down, and yeah, hey, I'm proud of them. I was so happy for it.
Lance did still DNF around lap 29, but Alonso finished.
Alonso finished.
Also, other DNF, Alex Albon DNF'd at like lap 51 to 53, which is that the worst time to DNF?
So yeah, that's weird. So if you go to the Formula One website, it says that he finished 2 laps down. So it's weird that it's like that weird. It's that gray area. Like, do they count it?
Uh-huh.
And what is the consequences of a DNF or an NC compared to a position finish?
Yeah, I guess I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter. Just mentally, I think I would hate it.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, I'm basically there.
Do you think he petitioned FIA to classify him as 20th instead of DNF? So when he goes back to the factory, he doesn't just say DNF.
I mean, I think he either way he was comfortable with 20th because he still finished ahead of uh
Yeah,
he finished
Lance.
ahead of Ollie and he finished ahead of Lance.
Yeah. So, but I'm just saying, like, do you think when he goes back to the factory, it doesn't say Alex Albon DNF again? It
Oh,
just says Alex Albon 20th.
sorry, I didn't pick up what you were saying the
Very
first
good.
time. Hilarious.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that I mean, that's the Suzuka review. I I think it was a better Suzuka than we've gotten in
Yes.
recent memory, and I think that the racing was solid, and I want them to make the regulations a little safer for the drivers, but still keep the racing good. Do you have anything else to add?
Pretty much just what you said. Like, I think if it wasn't for that incident, it would have been a B plus A rating for me. Like, it was a pretty
Mhm.
good race. It was good, solid. Um, Again, Pierre finishing in the top 10. The Alpine tax is way gone. Like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to like that is insane. And
I
then
think I was wrong, by the way. At the beginning of the season, you were really high in Alpine, and I'm like, there's no way that just having the Mercedes engine is going to boost them up that much. And I think I was wrong.
and Liam Lawson, good? No, like, or is he like I don't. He's so weird. Like, I can't get a good grip on him. But like Arvid looks really good. Obviously, rookie of the year. I'm just gonna say it now. Call it now. Rookie of the year. No other rookies
Mhm.
gonna beat him. And I think I like the young drivers that we have. I think they're gonna be really good. I mean, especially with Kimmy winning the race. Young, like, was it one of the youngest people to ever win or lead the Formula One championship right now? Like, I think it might be. I'm not sure
Mhm.
on that one, but like he's young and he's leading the championship. Like, this is insane. Like, these young drivers in this next generation is really, really good.
100%. We've gotten extremely lucky the last couple seasons with having these drivers, and I mean, I haven't seen it in my Formula One life watching because when I started watching, my rookies were Mick Schumacher, Yuki Tsunoda, and Nikita Mazepin.
Mm,
Like,
mm.
that's my first season watching, it was like those 3 were like the rookies, like, watch out for these guys. And I mean, you had to watch out for them, but because they were in the middle of the road and weaving everywhere, not
And try
because
to
they were
push you off
yeah.
if you were, yeah. Hey, don't forget. Well, let's say I'm trying to think of. Piastri was that was a couple of years ago. I'm trying to think like the best rookie class. Yeah, I mean the probably this is probably the best rookie class since the Albon uh era.
Lando, yeah,
Yeah,
Albon, Lando, Russell.
yeah. Like you
It's the
have,
best rookie class since then.
yeah, for sure. And that rookie class has one world champion, possibly one future world champion, barring this year. I think he's not going to win it. And Albon, but like Albon's not like just some pub driver either. He's pretty
Right.
good.
He is pretty
So
good. He just needs to have a car that's not too heavy.
yeah, that's true. Or drive on three wheels.
Hmm. All right. Well, on to the news. I don't have a better transition here, so I'm just going to tell you a headline and I want you to react to it.
Okay.
The day Fernando Alonso was able to drive the Pope Mobile, they were outraged.
What? He drove the Pope Mobile?
Anything from that?
Who was outraged?
Oh,
The day Alonso was able to
I
drive. Oh,
hit the wrong button.
oh.
Hello, I'm back. I'm
Hi.
sorry.
Okay. No, you're good. I was just. I'm still trying to process. He drove the Pope Mobile.
Uh, I'm glad you asked. No.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is a story that came out from as.com. It's a Spanish website. Um, Essentially what had happened is in 2011, Pope Benedict the 16th visited Spain, and Iago de la Sierva, I'm butchering that name, he was the Pope's trip coordinator, specifically asked, "Hey, can we get Fernando Alonso to drive the Pope Mobile? We think that would be awesome." And the Vatican immediately said, "No, no way."
Aw.
But there was a chance. Like Fernando Alonso's name was brought up to have been a potential
That would
to
have been
drive the Pope
awesome.
Mobile in 2011. And I mean, this all came up because AS was also they were at a press conference because the current Pope, White Sox Pope is what I call him. He's going to be visiting Spain soon, so it was like a whole presser, and they were sharing stories. And this Yago fella was like, "Yeah, Fernando could have driven that." There's nothing to the story beyond that. I just think it's funny to imagine Fernando Alonso driving the Pope Mobile.
Yeah, it would have been awesome. And what do you think the White Sox favorite driver, White Sox Pope, his favorite driver is? If you had to pick one.
If I
I
was
feel
White Sox Pope, I think it might be Gabby because he lived in South America for a little bit.
okay.
I think
Yeah, I
he
feel
did some
like
not some pre-poping. I'm not Catholic, so I don't know the terminology. I
either,
apologize.
either do
I think he
I.
did some pre-poping in like South America.
I think honestly, I think you'd be a Cadillac fan, so I think you'd go with Bottas.
Oh, interesting. You think Bottas over Checo?
Yeah, I feel like Bottas. I don't know. Well, Checo is very Catholic.
Yeah.
I don't know that. You know what? I asked a question. I still don't know it.
Maybe White Sox Pope is a Checo fan. I think we can agree on that.
Yeah, at least he's not a Cubs fan. So that's all. I'm happy with it.
Another bit of news: Jack Doohan
I
has been
remember him.
offered. Yeah. Ferrari has made an offer to him to join its
Oh,
WEC
oh,
hypercar lineup for
oh.
2026.
That is
This is coming from Planet F1. He's currently a
insane.
Haas reserve driver, and he announced that he's going to compete in the European Le Mans Series in 2026, which is famously this year. Yeah,
Oh my goodness. No, that is awesome. So I follow WEC. I try to follow it more. Just don't have a lot of time.
yeah,
Ferrari in WEC is what the Tifosi think Ferrari is in F1.
they're good.
They are really good.
Mhm.
Last year at Le Mans, oh, I cannot think of his name. Polish driver, old Polish driver. I think he drove for Williams last. He won with Ferrari, and I cannot think of his name, but like Ferrari is just really
Oh,
good to.
Robert Kubica?
Yeah, Kubica. Yeah, he won
Mhm,
last year. Remember, like he was all right Formula One driver. Giovinazzi, I believe, drives for them.
mhm.
And Ferrari's really good this year, partially because they took the engineers from WEC. Like,
Oh, interesting.
yeah, that is a huge thing for him, and I am pumped for him. I love watching these races like WEC, some GT3 stuff, and seeing Formula One drivers.
And yeah, I mean, you know me, I've always had a soft spot for Duhan, especially after he kind of got, in my opinion, really screwed by Alpine. And I'm
Yeah.
glad that he's the reserve for Haas. I'm also glad that he didn't need to step in for the rest of the season. But
Yes.
it's really cool that we're seeing more current, and I'm considering him a current F1 driver because he is a reserve, so I include them in the sphere. It's cool that we're getting more current F1 drivers starting to be more comfortable racing in other series, like him doing this, Max doing his GT3, right? Is that what
Yeah.
Max is doing? And another F1 driver dabbling in GT3, Lawrence Stroll Jr.
Oh,
is
Fernando.
making his
Oh, the other one.
debut in GT3 with Aston Martin at Paul Ricard on this weekend.
Ooh.
He'll be teammates with Roberto Meri and Mari Boya. I don't know who those two are, but this is per Sports Car 365. And apparently, Lance had even reached out to Max to kind of get
Ooh.
advice on how to do the whole F1 and GT3 thing, like transition wise.
Yeah.
Um, he consulted Max Verstappen before committing to making his racing debut in GT3. There was a article about it on the race. It was really interesting. What are your thoughts on this? How do you feel knowing that the current pioneers in Formula One for other driving and racing series are Max Verstappen and Lance Stroll?
Uh, I love it. Um, this kind of reminds me of like it's weird, but like COVID era where people were just driving whenever they could during the off
Mhm.
time. And honestly, I really hope like he does this and opens up that seat for maybe Max. But anyways, uh, I I I don't know, like going to from Formula One, like a high downforce open wheel car to a GT3 car is insane. Just for me on a simulator, let alone a
Mhm.
real car. But like, I'm very, very curious to see how well he does in it. And like, he's not the only Formula One driver to do this. Like, I think obviously Max Verstappen's done it, Fernando's done it, I believe.
Mhm.
Like, uh, I. I don't know. I love seeing it. Like I said before, I love seeing Formula One drivers and other stuff. So this is insane. Uh, I might like look forward to watching this. I might try to watch.
Yeah, and I mean, you know me. I have a soft spot for a lot of drivers. I have a soft spot for Lance Stroll too. I never used to really like him. I always felt like he got piled on after Nikita Mazepin was
Hmm.
ousted because people just like to pick on one driver specifically. But Lance really surprised me and kind of made me a slight Lance fan when he still I think that was the 2022 or 2023 season where he had that hand surgery
Hmm.
weeks before the first race of the season, and I think they were in Bahrain, and he was racing with pins in his hands, and he did well. And I mean, I joke all the time where Lance turns into Senna when it rains, but Lance is a good driver when he wants to be. It's a thing I
Yeah.
say all the time. And if he wants to do GT3, watch the hell out
Yeah.
because he's gonna want to be a good driver here,
And I'm
especially
assuming.
if it's well, especially if it ends up being his next steps after Formula One, then I mean, I want him to do that because if it makes him happy, he clearly wants to race. He wants to race. I don't know if he wants to race in Formula One. So if he's kind of testing the waters right now, dipping his toe in here, I think that this could lead to a successful continued, or what's the words I want to use? I think it could lead to Lance falling into a racing series that he is comfortable in and that he seemingly likes more.
Yeah. And I'm assuming he's going to be driving the Aston Martin GT3,
Yes. Yes,
the
he is.
Vantage.
Hmm.
Great car. This is partially why I became an Aston Martin fan. I love their cars so much. Like they just look so good. And the Valkyrie, their GTP car,
Hmm.
Adrian Newey design, but still, mm. I'm really, I'm excited for him. Like I really hope this is a good career move for him.
Hmm. I agree on the Aston Martin's car. The V12 Vantage, I think that's the one that I really like.
Mm.
It was 007 Nightfire. That's where I first saw the V12 Vanquish. Uh, that's where I first saw the V12 Vanquish was in 007 Nightfire, and
Ooh.
it had become one of my favorite cars ever because I mean, yeah, it had missiles and stuff in it, but I've just always liked the look of that car. It looks sleek. It looks good. It's just a really sexy looking car, and it looks classy too because Aston
Hmm.
is really good about making cool cars that are also classy.
They're so awesome, and also like in IMSA, their GTPs or maybe which one? Their GTPs, their prototypes are numbered 007 and 008.
Hmm.
I love it so much. Like they
It's
just own
really
it.
fun. They
Yes.
really do.
And
Which is
also it
why I
sounds
think
so good.
it's also why I think I want George Russell to end up at Aston someday because it just seems like a good fit for him culturally.
Yes. He that one day he like showed it was for the Kingsman.
Mhm.
It just seemed like he was just doing that normally. That just seemed like he literally went to his closet and got it. And they're like, "Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
hey, you got that thing." Oh, weird. It's like the episode of The Office where it's Halloween and Creed comes in blood. That's just him showing up. It's like, "Hey, you're supposed to be dressed up." Oh, wait, you are. Okay, good.
Then finally, we'll finish up with this. The FIA are doing a review period for the new regulations. Now, this was a thing that was always planned. It just kind of, I don't want to say got lucky because that's weird. It just so happened that the review period is also landing on the month we don't have any races because the war canceled them, or sorry,
Yeah.
postponed them. Um, so the FIA is going to go through a few different meetings to kind of commute with each other and see how they feel about it. The meetings start tomorrow. The first meeting starts tomorrow. And it'll be the technical advisory committee, which includes and I'm quoting from a story from the Athletic, which includes representatives from all 11 teams as well as the 5 engine manufacturers, the FIA F1 organization. These are scheduled from tomorrow to the 16th. It gives all parties a chance to review and debate the opening 3 rounds. I'm sure they have a lot to discuss. Um, this is a quote from Haas team principal. Is it Io Komatsu?
Yeah, I have always a bit bad with those names.
He says we saw 3 very different spectacles. Melbourne for me was a bit too easy to overtake. Shanghai was very good, and then Japan was quite difficult to overtake. We had to create this data set and the variation because there's so many variables as at this minute. Now, they're gonna also spend these meetings working through rule tweaks and safety measures and trying to figure out this new qualifying format that a lot of the drivers are like, ooh.
Yeah.
Um, and it's just there's a lot happening and it could shape this regulation and the rest of the year. And of course, what's going to be on most people's minds is what happened to Ollie Behrman when he crashed at 191 miles an hour. All the drivers, as I mentioned before, were waiting for something like that to happen. And so the first 2 meetings is mostly going to be about exploration and debate. So they're weighing all the potential solutions before any proposals or ideas, whatever basically gets
Yeah.
sifted out of there is moving on to the third meeting, which happens on April 20th. And then it's just a bunch of red tape basically where they're just brainstorming and then paring down, and it's a big deal. It's all very boring and bureaucratic. Luke Smith, by the way, this article for The Athletic, I like to follow him for a bunch of my F1 content. But it's all very boring, but it's all very important at the same time. And the fact
Yes.
that this is happening during a month where there's no racing, I feel like can really narrow down a lot of the stuff because these teams aren't going to have to be so focused on doing these meetings and also preparing for the races with these new regulations and all the travel between the Middle East, and they can just lock down and this can just be a primary focus, and I think good will come out of that.
Yes, and this is not, how do I put this? It's not like a lot of other sports leagues do this. Like NBA does it. They have their owners meeting or governors meeting stuff, and
I forget that they're called governors every time and I hate it.
yeah, and
How come everybody in your sport's taking?
it's not everybody. It's only like the bottom 10. It's because it's a good draft class this year. Uh, it's my team's number one.
Mm.
Put that out there, and possibly going to win the MVP twice in a row. But usually stuff good comes out of it, like especially like this, and with how close this is to what just happened. I really hope that's on the front of their mind, and with everyone there, it seems to hopefully that the safety and everything will be the priority and not money and stuff like that. But I'm hopeful, and maybe we'll see maybe a mid-season change, regulation like after summer break or something, or maybe they just let it go for this year, and then next year it's a big technical directive. Hard to tell, but usually stuff good comes out of this. We don't have those Netflix meetings where it's like we'll change your damn car.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, so I mean, obviously, as news and information comes out, Lewis and I will talk about that news and information. We have a month now of we have 4 shows before before we get racing again.
Isn't that
5 shows. We have 5 shows before we get racing again.
May 1st? So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, no, 4. 1, 2,
3?
3.
Okay.
We have
We have 3
3.
shows before we're racing
Woo!
again. So, bear with us. We will be back next week with topics. We got news. Nobody was expecting this, not even us. So we didn't have any
Yeah.
things planned. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. At the end of the day, worst case scenario, you just get us bantering about Formula One for an hour.
Or maybe we'll throw a curveball and start talking about other recent series. I'm just kidding. We
I
would
don't
never do
think
that.
so. That's dumb.
Yeah, we would never.
All right. Well, until next week when we figure out what we're going to talk about, I've been Nick. That's been Lewis. Have a good night.
No.